Hey there everybody, Alexander here, and welcome to the first vlog of this type for Programmer Network. I'm going to be doing for those who actually care about the progress of this project, and also for myself to keep track on what we're doing. This is going to be one type of the vlog. I'm still going to keep recording other videos outside time to time, but the idea with this is basically that you always know what we're going to be working this week, or what we worked last week, etc, etc. So let's get into it. So for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, especially past couple of streams, you've noticed that we've been doing several things. So as you can see, we've been, if you remember, we've been building a storybook, we've been moving a Programmer Network library outside of the Programmer Network frontend into this new library that I called Yale, which is yet another interface library. So we've done that, we've moved a lot of stuff, there's still a few things to do. We're going to be doing that this week and the upcoming week. Last night I started I continued working on the use AJV form, which is a hook that I wrote a year ago that basically covers all the forms in Programmer Network, so all the validation and stuff. I'm very happy that I'm also doing that because it's truly a very simple and yet very powerful hook that can help you really validate your forms very easily. I came to an idea of this hook a year ago because, you know, when I started using Fastify with Programmer Network, Fastify actually uses another JSON validator as the actual validation library in their schemas for query parameters, return, and like for any schemas in your API, for the responses, for the body, query parameters, URL parameters, etc, etc. So basically the use AJV form essentially doesn't only take any JSON schema, but also I'm in isomorphic way using it between front-end and back-end. So essentially in Programmer Network, we're using the same schemas, meaning, you know, doing the same type of validation in both ends, which makes it incredibly easy because now you don't need to write separate validators for both front-end and back-end. So this is one beautiful part about JavaScript, that you can write this isomorphic code, or in simple words, you can reuse the libraries on both ends. Then the third point essentially is open source. Of course, I'm not doing this, open source is not why I'm doing this. In my previous slide, if you saw, what we're doing basically right now is dealing with technical debt, and we're stabilizing our stuff, our libraries and our code. I think as many of you know, this platform has been built, you know, online in a stream in a very limited time. So some of the things, even though most of our code is really good and it's very clean, there's certain things that, you know, we just need to make a step back now and actually clean them up, turn them maybe into modules as we're doing it, add some types just to help us, you know, build new features as the features arise. And I think that for those of you also who end up, you know, maybe contributing to Programmer Network journey, it's also going to be a lot easier for you to do this. Now, let's just maybe talk a little bit about that more, right? So at one point in your project lifecycle, it can either be a real company or a side project like this. You will reach a point where you have to ask yourself, what do I do from now, right? Do I just keep on building on this, or do I make a step back for some time, stabilize things that we know that they're working, get rid of the things that are not working, and then continue? So basically, that's what we've been doing past couple of streams. That's what we're going to be doing next couple of streams. So now we've seen, you know, we had a year of time to truly like see what works, what doesn't work, etc, etc, etc. And I think our components are awesome. Our hooks are awesome. So most of those things are actually very simple. They do what they have to, and we're gonna continue doing that. As you can see here on the second point I wrote, our form validation is awesome, but it can improve. Essentially, what our form validator is missing now is some blur effects, so or some focus effects, whatever. So when the input, for example, loses focus, we want to run the validation thing, so you don't actually, right now in Programmer Network, in order to get the validation errors, you need to click submit button and then actually see, oh, this input, you know, expects maximum 50 characters, right? So with that said, we really need to implement this. And the second thing we need the dirty state to work better. So we need to figure out a way how to compare, you know, deep objects efficiently. So when the state changes, And let's imagine that you type something in an input, then you remove that change, that input is no longer dirty. So we need to make sure that is dirty state is always correct. So for example, we can enable us to, let's say, submit button should be disabled or even invisible if the form hasn't changed. So in simple words, the user shouldn't be given an impression that there's something to save if the state is not dirty, as it's called, right? So this is basically the status. This is what we're going to be working on, and I'm going to do my best to keep this thing on weekly basis. So finalizing the storybook, finalizing or improving our form validator AJV, and then giving it to you guys so you can also use it. And then all of this being open source, the next thing would be that I actually create some projects on Discord or GitHub projects where you guys can finally contribute. So maybe we can work together, maybe we can jump on a Discord call together and work on this together. I know that some of you, not many of you, but some of you have showed an interest into, hey Alex, how can we help? And I think now I'm getting to a point of kind of also realizing that there is a potential for you guys to work with me if you want. And that's going to be me giving you almost all the tools that I use in Programmer Network, and then we build some projects together. And as I said before, to Don't Drop the Database, to Cedric before, if I see that some of you are actually putting in the work, that you're excited about the project, etc., 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 then of course you would officially join the project, meaning you would get the access to the project, to the front end, back end, and all of it. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you liked this video. I certainly enjoyed recording it. I'm gonna head out now, record a vlog outside. It's not very windy, so I'm gonna try to talk about something. And until then, I hope you guys have a great time, and I'll see you later in the stream. Have a great one, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.